you ever play with Legos or Connects as a kid and think to yourself, man, I wish I could do this for real, in real life? Well, now you can. Check out my review of Nimbatus, the space drone constructor, coming up next on Mumbles. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Mumble. On today's episode of Mumbles, I'm bringing you guys another preview. I know it's not something I do a lot, but today I want to bring you guys another preview because I found a really cool game that I think a lot of people out there are going to like. Today we're reviewing a game called Nimbatus, the space drone constructor. So let's talk about this game. Nimbatus, the space drone constructor, can be picked up for the price of $19.99 and is available on the Steam Marketplace. This game is being created by Stray Fawn Studio, who has made one other game to this point, so you can say that they do know kind of what they're doing. Now again, this game is in early access, meaning there's going to be all kinds of bugs, glitches, and things probably won't work right most of the time. But there is a lot of promise here, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's talk about the graphics, the soundtrack, and the controls. First off, the graphics in this game has some bright, colorful graphics. It's set in space and on planets, and it really makes it for a unique gameplay experience. Now, soundtrack-wise, this game has what I fear and have to say is gaming elevator music. Now, whether or not this will change in the full game, I don't know. But at this point, it is gaming elevator music. It's just kind of music that's there to, you know, keep you interested and keep you intrigued, but doesn't really affect the story or the gameplay in any way. Now, control-wise, this game has some very cool controls. Basically, you can set up your robots to any controls that you want, which makes things very cool for the player themselves. So basically, you can on the keyboard, you can bind anything to any key and it will work. Now let's talk about the gameplay. The gameplay in this game, as I said, this is an early access game. So at this point, it's still kind of a work in progress. The most thing that you're going to see here is that you can build robots, that you can do different things with them. And there is a couple different gameplay experiences in it that I'm going to talk about. Along your gameplay experience, you want to find resources and collect them so that you can get more parts, more weapons, and build bigger and badder drones to do different things with. Now, as I said, there are 3 different modes at this point in development. Those modes are planted battle, which is basically you flying around a planet and having to kill something specific on that planet. Then there is also the sumo mode, which is basically exactly what it sounds like. You put 2 drones in a sumo type ring. First one out of the ring loses. And finally, you have the race mode, which is pretty self-explanatory. Get the fastest time, blah, blah, blah. There is also the just building aspect of this game, which as you can see in the gameplay footage, is pretty decent. It has a lot of different things you could do with the building stuff in this game, and that is a large part of this gameplay experience, so I did want to mention that. So now let's talk about the cons for this game. The first con that I have is, again, this game is in early access. There is not a lot of content for it at this point. More should be added before it is fully launched, but at this point, it does not have as much gameplay content as it could. My second con is that building robots can be a little bit overwhelming at first. Now, there is a nice tutorial, and it has a whole different section of all about the tutorial and everything. So that is a good thing when it comes to this game. But still, building your first robot can be a little bit overwhelming. So now let's talk about my overall opinion of this game. You know, guys, I saw this game, and I didn't exactly know what it was. I saw that you could build your own robots, and I thought, that sounds pretty cool. And I have to say, what is there gameplay-wise is really, really cool, guys. I can't stress that enough. This game has some very, very cool features to it. I love the building process. I love how they make it that you can basically build whatever you want. As long as it has a gas tank and some fuel or in a thruster, you're good to go. And you can do basically anything you want with it. You can build long chains. You can do whatever you want with it. Then you also have the Steam Marketplace, which has other people's builds on there so that you can try them, you know, kind of trial and error it with, oh, what this person did this, let me try this on mine. So that is all very cool features that this game has. I want to see more to it. I would maybe like to see a little bit of a story built into it, but really, there's no reason that upon full launch, this cannot be easily a 7 or an 8 score game, and that's why I'm bringing it to you. Get in on the ground floor, get in while it's $19.99 because you never know if the creator is going to raise the price when the full game comes out. It'd be completely understandable if they did. So I'm bringing you this game now so that you guys can do that. I definitely recommend that you check this one out if you love building type games. If you ever played with Legos or like Legos or that kind of stuff, this game will be very cool to you because I absolutely love it. Anyways, guys, this has been my review of Nimbus, the space drone constructor. I want to thank you guys all so much for joining me. Please smack that subscribe button, smack that like button, and smack all those buttons. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.